Us, we suffer every day. Can you imagine? We have been here for centuries and we're still lagging around. If we to start a business in Jamaica, it's one of the hardest things to start a business. While the Chinaman come from China, come to Jamaica, start a business, non-tax for 5 years. And by the time the 5 years come when him to start pay tax, he making cousin and he never and he uncle come and him gone. So and listen, this have been happening for centuries. So this have nothing to do with PNP or JLP. And you know at the end of the day, none of them no want to fix it because all of them want us to, the black man, to stay at the back.
What's up, beautiful and amazing souls? So it's your girl over here, and in today's video, guys, I want us to talk about a couple of things that is ongoing in Jamaica, or what's actually happening in Jamaica. So guys, let me just give you an highlight. Let me give you an highlight of what we're gonna talk about. Like just now, sorry, I am multitasking. So, an highlight number one, we are going to talk about Prime Minister Holness, or is it Holness? The Prime Minister of Jamaica, in short. He came out and talked about Jamaican deportees. As you understand, I mean, most Jamaicans are in America because actually it's very close. It's Jamaica is in the middle of North and South America, so you understand. And he came out and said a couple of things to these people that are coming back. And of course, you'll be shocked at some of them. He also talked about the tariffs. You understand that what President Trump did recently to China is not something that everybody would love to go through. Imagine hiking the tariff, you know, and as you all know, a tariff is a tax which is imposed on exported or imported goods. And that means it's the people, the business people of America that were going to, you know, that were being affected, in short, not like China on the other side. Because what China has done is to tell people, you know what, okay, if you are going to import these goods, it's going to be expensive. So what you'll do, let me give you an opportunity. You come to China and then spend like 240 hours, I mean, visa free, just to come and do your shopping. And that's what people are doing. So they'll be going there on a personal level rather than on business, you know. So that is one of the things that we'll talk about, because of course the business people of Jamaica, they were really scared and they were like, is it also going to affect us? I mean, the manufacturers, of course, and those that do export. And he came out and talked about it. We are also going to talk about the Prime Minister of Montley. Montley is the Prime Minister of, I don't know why I'm forgetting at this point, but oh my God, that was the most hilarious one over here. Oh. And then we talk about a Jamaican man complaining about the presence of Chinese in Jamaica. Oh my God, I didn't know that when Chinese go to Jamaica to do business and all that, it's free, like tax free. Is that even fair to the people of Jamaica? We are going to listen to that video. And then we talk about the former Prime Minister of Jamaica. Oh my God, what he said, wisdom, wisdom. And we actually finish this particular video by talking about the same Prime Minister of Jamaica, the current one, talking about politician versus leaders. Without further much ado, let us listen to these videos and then we have a talk. I come back to the comments, right?
You need a judge or your maker. But let me be clear that for those Jamaicans who intend to come back with crime and violence to undermine what we have been building here, let me be clear to you that this is not the Jamaica that you left 10 or 20 years ago. It is not the JCF that you left 10 or 20 years ago. You will either meet a judge or your maker if you come back to Jamaica and violate criminals coming back here to increase our crime rate or murder rate. And we are prepared to receive all our hard-working Jamaicans who have been in the United States or wherever they may have gone for economic benefits. Jamaica has always been, since its colonial days to now, a net supplier of talent to the world. It may be a good thing to have some of our Jamaican talent return to our shores to help us to build our country. There are many Jamaicans now who are feeling uncertain in the United States and who are considering returning on their own to avoid the indignity of being deported. And we welcome you back to Jamaica. We want your talent, we want your resources. There are many opportunities in Jamaica that together we can take advantage of and build the country that we would want.
While the government of Jamaica has not yet received formal notification on the precise implementation procedures, including whether these new tariffs will override existing CBI provisions, we are actively engaging with the United States Trade Representative and other relevant authorities to seek urgent clarification. We are also conducting a detailed technical assessment in collaboration with relevant ministries and agencies to fully understand the scope of these tariffs and their implications for Jamaica's trade and industrial policy. It is important to emphasize that these developments do not reflect any erosion in the long-standing and strong bilateral relationship between Jamaica and the United States. Rather, it reflects a broader recalibration of U.S. trade policy that is global in scope. Still, we will use every available diplomatic channel, including working with our CARICOM brothers and sisters and utilizing the Office of Trade Negotiations to seek to preserve the positions our exporters have secured over decades of deepening trade ties with the United States. Preliminary analysis indicates that some of our top exports may fall under exempted product categories, and we are working to confirm and, where possible, to expand these exemptions. Again, I must emphasize that clarity is still needed on several matters. Furthermore, there may also be opportunities to be found, and we must therefore be proactive and prospective. So to our manufacturers and exporters, we understand the uncertainty this announcement has created. And we are with you every step of the way. You are not only integral to our economic strategy, you are national champions of our resilience and ingenuity. The government will continue to advocate on your behalf and ensure that your interests are protected in any new global trade architecture. I will wrap those statements in my own comments. Jamaica has pursued a very strategic foreign policy in the same way we have pursued very strategic economic policies. If it is one thing that you can be certain of for a small, open economy like Jamaica, is that we will have shocks, exogenous shocks, things that happen outside of and beyond our control. In the past, we used to say it is other people's fault. In the past, we used to hope that good friendships will come to our rescue. In the past, there are those who believe the world owed us something. That is not my stance, and I have not run this government in that way. We must be prepared for shocks, and we must be resilient. We must be able to absorb the hit and recover. And we must put ourselves in a position to always be welcomed at the table to negotiate. And where we have our truths and strong positions, we must speak them clearly, without fear to authority and powers. And we do it without bombast, hysterics, and hyperbole. And we get the job done. As we have for the last 9 years at the helm of this country, carrying Jamaica through the worst pandemic, the worst global shocks as a result of the pandemic, through a hurricane followed by a tropical storm, all kinds of shocks. And what used to take us 30 years and 17 years to recover, we recover momentarily. So for those who take this for granted and would wish to diminish it and believe that there is something else, let me urge you to think carefully. This is a new world, an uncertain world, but Jamaica stands on its 2 feet, erect and proud. We will secure our economic independence. And I want every Jamaican to appreciate that. So yes, it is uncertain time. But we have done the necessary work. We have built the relationships. We have placed ourselves in strategic positions to be heard and to be heard from and to be consulted. When these changes are going to happen, we know that they could have long-term impact. We started planning long ago. So when you don't hear me say and run out and make statement, because you have a government that is thinking very carefully, very strategically. I play chess, not draft.
Come here to get serious problems solved, then let's solve them. You cannot raise a situation of which I am unaware, that there are vendors who are being told that they cannot vend in whole town and who have no space to vend. Is that the problem?
Madam Prime Minister, I have a woman. My outside woman is sells snow cones in a van.
So is that your way of saying yes?
And she was removed. She was removed from selling snow cones. Yes, a pretty black girl. I'm 16, she's only 21.
Melissa. Steve, what you say?
I am 16, she's 21. Madam Prime Minister.
Steve, the only thing I know about 21 is the card game.
Madam Prime Minister, I ready to meet my creator. I'm gonna get that woman I want, the woman I got.
With all due respect, Steve, we got, listen, this is still.
We suffer every day. Can you imagine? We have been here for centuries and we're still lagging around. If we to start a business in Jamaica, it's one of the hardest things to start a business. While the Chinaman come from China, come to Jamaica, start a business, non-tax for 5 years. And by the time the 5 years come when he start pay tax, he making cousin and he never and the uncle come and him gone. So, and listen, this have been happening for centuries. So this have nothing to do with PNP or JLP. And you know, at the end of the day, none of them no want to fix it because all of them want us to, the black man, to stay at the back.
Europe could not exist and attain the level of development it did without plundering the resources of Africa, both natural and human.
Certainly in this audience, there are many persons who have withheld their votes because they got a promise and the water wasn't delivered. And there are many persons who changed their votes because they got a promise that water would be delivered. And up until last year when we broke ground, having either not voted or changed your vote for a promise, you still had no water. So how should the citizen of Masonal or any other district facing this challenge of I want the goods of democracy, how should we use our vote to secure our prosperity through the democratic process? The first thing that the enlightened voter should look for in a government is not the promise of the goodies, the water, we're going to deliver road. Any politician worth his salt can stand up on a stage and speak eloquently and promise you anything. They can promise you anything. And many of you have fallen for it. Either by saying, boy, I'm sound good, me I go change your vote. Boy, I'm promise me this, or boy, I'm saying I go do that, and you change your vote. And then when it don't happen, you kiss your teeth and say, politics can't do nothing. But you have to know, as electors, looking back at this history and recognize that you have to use your vote, your authority over the politicians in a different way. You must vote for the politicians, because you can't do without the politicians. There's no way countries run without them. But you must use your vote to support the politicians that demonstrate the wherewithal to deliver. Some politicians come with wishes, and some politicians come with wherewithal. You ever heard that word before? Wherewithal, the ability, the capacity to turn promises and commitments into reality. They may not be the most eloquent politicians because they take their limited time to develop their skill in administration and management, in understanding problems, in managing systems and bureaucracy to actually get the results for you. I stand here as a politician, not giving you wishes and dreams. I see myself as a leader of this country whose mission it is to deliver the benefits for the people of this country, to create the wherewithal, the ability, the engine to transport the Jamaican people from poverty.
Number one, let us start by this issue about deportees. Okay, I know most people, most black Africans in America, or black Americans, I don't know, or just any person that is black, I think those are the most targeted ones in this Trump administration. And of course they didn't know about all these things, you know. So guys, most of the presidents actually, they had some comments about what to expect, what not to expect. I mean, they just talked about it. So for Prime Minister of Jamaica, the land we all love, he came out and told these deportees that, you know what, you actually feel highly welcomed. You are highly welcomed back to Jamaica, you know. However, if you are coming back to contribute on insecurity and all these other stuffs, we will not tolerate that. You will be punished for that. Actually, if you are coming to as a hard-working citizen of Jamaica, we will embrace you, we will accept you, and, you know, use your talents to develop this country of ours, Jamaica. So basically what he was telling these people is that he's not going to entertain any shenanigans, you know. So he told them to live peacefully among the community there and just get to appreciate everything. Jamaica is openly welcoming them back. And guys, of course, nobody was happy to, or is happy to be deported from America, because, you know, it's only in America where jobs or opportunities are easily available. You know, I sometimes watch videos from these YouTubers that live in America, and okay, in all the social media platforms, and you'll see them showing us like this company is looking for, you know, a worker, that company is advertising a vacancy, this other one, and, you know, that's the beauty of America compared to other countries in the world, especially in Africa, Caribbean. You know, opportunities are not that much, and that is because of corruption, I will say. I don't know if for us, we elect politicians, and then for these other developed countries, they elect leaders. I don't get that, but you can have a conversation down in the comment section. Anyway, Jamaica has so many opportunities as well. Of course, it's just a matter of empowerment, the government supporting the people. And as you all know, Jamaicans are super cool people. So it seems like the exporters, the manufacturers, the big business people in Jamaica were so concerned about how they're going to do business, because now, you know, Trump is coming left, right, center and imposing tax on specific countries. And now I think they got scared. And you know, most big business people, I mean these businesses that hold the backbone of the country, they have direct contact to the president or the top leadership. Like just what happened to, you know, the retailers, the biggest retailers in America, that are meeting with President Trump, and after listening to them, he actually opted to reduce tax on some goods. And of course, they're actually hoping that the tax or the tariff on China will be reduced by 80%. It's something that is still trending. It's being talked about in this social media platform. So we can't wait to listen from the president himself, because the retailers in America, they're like, in the next few weeks, we are going to have empty shelves. And you know what empty shelves means? Lack of jobs, money not circulating. Anyway, let's continue with our main focus here, who is Prime Minister of Jamaica. So he had to make a public, you know, he had to come out to the public and talk to the people of Jamaica. And that is because, you know, of the concerns of the manufacturers and the exporters. And he told them, hey, my good people, you know what, we have not yet received any communication concerning tariff. You know, it's not affecting us in any way. He assured them that, you know what, up to this point, all is well. I know in the past, I mean, good friendship used to be top-notch. I mean, most economies of countries, they normally depended on good friendships. But for him, what he's going to do is going to focus more on, you know, sitting on the table and negotiations, not just good friendship. Of course, good friendship plays a major role, but you know, most people know America is people that like involving themselves into, you know, issues that they know they'll benefit at the end of the day. Look at what is happening at the moment in Burkina Faso. Okay, there is a sheriff in America who was like, we are going to Burkina Faso and we're going to protect their gold there. Oh, who believes that they are going to protect that gold? Many people believe that they're going there, they start some war, and yeah, little sooner than later we are going to hear that, you know, Burkina Faso, they are fighting here and there. But anyway, those were just news. I mean, we will see what will happen at the end of the day. So for Prime Minister Holness, he said that he believes, or he plays chess and not drafts. And I was like, what's the difference between these two games, chess and draft? Anyway, comment down below what you think about his sentiments. Do you believe in his leadership? Of course, most people love him. So there is this clip of Prime Minister Montlé. I mean, he was addressing her people. It's actually a lady. She was addressing her people. And of course, they were talking about business here and there. And then there was this man that came out and was complaining about vendors being chased away from their vending spaces. And, you know, the Prime Minister at first, I mean, she thought like it was just a joke and he was bringing a non-issue over there. He should be bringing serious issues. And then she ended up laughing because how this guy presented his, you know, concerns, his grievances. It was in a comedical way, I will say. And the guy was like, you know, I also have a woman, my wife, and she was chased away. How are you going to sort out that? And anyway, it was just awesome, you know. I mean, the comedy part of it, but the reality part of it, of course, we can't say that, you know, you're going to joke around that and start laughing again. Can we now talk about this brave Jamaican man that, you know, came out and was like, how comes? How is it that when a Chinese person flies all the way from China to Jamaica and they start a business, in 5 years' time, they are super big? And he came to realize, oh, they don't pay taxes. They don't pay taxes. But the people of Jamaica, they pay taxes. Okay, I don't find that to be fair. Guys, kindly let me know. Let me know in the comment section. Is it because, you know, when China funds the infrastructure in your country, are they okay? Is the agreement, one of the agreement, is not paying taxes in your country one of the agreement or what? I don't understand that, unless now you tell me in the comment section, because I believe a country grows by, you know, getting taxes. I mean, taxing things in their country, and from that they are able to develop. So I don't get the reason as to why a Chinese business person cannot pay tax. And of course it's unfair again, because at the same time, you know, I mean, your own people, how can you sacrifice your own people? It's your own people that at least they are supposed to be paying little tax, because, you know, when the taxes are lower, businesses are going to thrive, and that means money will circulate across the country. Anyway, guys, I'm not really sure about this, but yeah, if it's true, it's unfair. Actually, most Chinese businesses in Jamaica and the Caribbean in general, they are so big. Even here in Kenya, they're so big. You can't find a Chinese business person having a small business. It's really, I mean, it's even impossible to see them having, you know, small business. Impossible, guys. I can't lie to you. Do your research. Unless now it's a Chinese married and then they decide to just hustle. But then if it's, you know, anyway, can we now talk about the former Prime Minister of Jamaica? Oh my God. I mean, he just told people directly, without even hiding. He was like, you know what, the way Europe is at the moment, developed as it is, it couldn't manage without the resources of not really like Jamaica, Africa. And that kept me wondering, okay guys, we have all these resources. How is it that it's not possible for us to use our own resources, develop ourselves, and we grow, we become the first world countries or among the first world countries? How is it that they have to come, take our resources, go process it, they now sell it back to us? I mean, that doesn't make sense at all. But how the system was created, I don't really understand how the system was created, because if you have everything, then why should we use that, our own resources, to, you know? But anyway, colonization had a very big impact on our economy, because most countries up to this point are not free. No country is free, and that is why Ibrahim Traore, he said that if you want to be free, you have to, you know, get rid of this agreement that you had with the colonizers, and from there you'll be free. I don't know if he will manage actually to lead for so long without introduction of chaos here and there within his own country. But I hope the people of Jamaica, the people of Burkina Faso will be smart enough to see what their leader has for them. Actually, Ibrahim Traore, I will say, is a true leader. He's not a politician. He's a person who has the interest of his people in his heart, honestly. Last, can we now talk about Prime Minister of Jamaica? I mean, this video has been so much about the Prime Minister of Jamaica. The guy, he came out and was telling the people of Jamaica, oh, what you need to do is to elect a leader, not a politician. You know, a politician will come out and, you know, tell you so much promises, a lot of promises. But if you want somebody that will actually help you, that will change your life, will change your community, you need to elect a leader. A leader comes with a plan of how to change your community, not wishes. You know, most politicians, they come and tell you, I will do this, I will introduce water, I will bring electricity, I will bring water, I will bring roads, I will bring food, I will introduce free meals in schools. So those are just wishes, words of mouth. But none of them comes with a plan how they are going to do it. That is what the problem is, and that is why the Prime Minister of Jamaica was telling the people of Jamaica, you know what, sometimes some people change their votes because they heard that a certain politician is going to bring change. Remember, this politician has not even, or this leader has not even told the people or the voters how he's going to bring that change. So some people actually change their votes, and then they vote for this particular person only for them to be let down. And I think that is one of the main problems that Africans also face, because somebody will come, they give you some money and they tell you, you know what, this is what I'm going to do, I will employ you, I will employ that, I will bring this, I will bring that. They don't show you the plan, then that means it's never going to work, right? So the Prime Minister said that, I mean, if you want to elect a good leader, actually you have the power, you have the vote. And this leader, he or she doesn't have to be somebody that really like talks a lot. They can not be eloquent, yes, but they can deliver. Those are some of the characteristics that you need to consider. Anyway, my good people, he said he's not a politician, but he's a leader. The people of Jamaica, you can let us know down in the comment section. I truly appreciate if you watched this video up to this point. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come